I'm just only going to permit 2 people for a question because he's not going to be with us after lunch. So he told me 2 people who may have a question for him. I would want to give you an opportunity so that he can answer that. And you're going to do it interactively. So I'm going to invite him here. The question you ask, he's going to answer. Is that okay? Are we happy about that? Good. Doctor, you use this. Okay. Last time it was ladies first. I'm going to take the gentleman first.
Okay, once again, good afternoon to you all.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Doctor, I have one question mainly. We have looked at different, because our schools are not of the same levels. We have different schools in different areas, but apparently if you have schools whereby even teachers are using drugs, how shall we honorables implement the prevention of drugs in students? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is a challenge. It's a challenge. Indeed, you may come from a school where the teachers are used, because they are also human beings. And the teachers were students yesterday or the other year. Sometimes it's not the teachers, sometimes it's the parents. You understand? So now this becomes you. As the Baganda say, if you have something bad in your nose, you don't ask a colleague to help you. So you have to think about yourself and try to look for the models that are in the line of the person you want to make or to be. Some of us have come from families, we just didn't have time. But if I was to tell you that family I'm coming from, there's a lot of alcohol abuse. I had a choice either to follow them or to go on the other side, which can fight against this abuse. So it's something that you have to tell yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm taking this on, even if there are teachers who are doing it.
Thank you. Next question.
Well, protocol remains observed. Good afternoon to you all. My name is Mutoni Vivian. I'm from Lion of Judah, Kayunga, Tapsi. Well, I want to ask, why is it that a person who has used drugs for maybe 5 months, it is very hard for them to get off drugs, and yet this person who has been consuming drugs for over 6 years, like for them they live normal, like they can live normal, but then this person, it is very, very hard.
Living normal with the drugs or without drugs?
With drugs.
With the drugs.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a scientific concept called tolerance. Before you start using drugs, like now, I guess you're all drug free. So you are operating normally. When you start using drugs, your body struggles. It struggles to contain the drug, because you are putting something foreign in there. So the chemistry changes, and so many other things in the body change. So that process, the body is fighting it. But with the time, the body gets used. It starts tolerating. So you find that even a person can increase doses. But you have to know that if someone was using smoking one joint, and after 2-3 months they are smoking 4, after a year they are smoking 8. That means that the more they smoke, the more the negative impact that they are administering on their body, even if they seem to be now getting along well with it.
Next question.
Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Chibundu Travis from Mount St. Teresa's School, Mokona. My question is, apart from expelling students who are drug addicted, what else should we do to these students to prevent them from being mentally harmed?
Thank you. And I suggest we also have some backbenchers, because there are some people out there. Yeah. What else can we do apart from expelling? That is for teachers. Every school, I hope, is having a counselor. So always the first line intervention is counseling. If counseling does not help, take these people to professionals. I told you I have a PhD in addiction treatment. That means that there is a line of professionals at bachelor, even at certificate, diploma, bachelor, master's degree. They are there. We have them in our hospitals. We have them in our health facilities. Take them there. You as student leaders, it would be risky for you to start counseling someone with a serious drug use problem. I am very, 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 very hesitant to ask you to go into groups of drug leaders, of drug users, and start counseling them out of it, because you need some skills. So the best you can do is to report them, and hopefully the management will take them to professionals. And they reform, and they go back, and they give the testimony. And they can even take out, bring out those ones who they were formerly using with. I hope I've answered your question.
Next question.
All formalities.
I have only two more questions and then we'll close it.
All formalities meticulously followed. Good afternoon, fellow combatants. So my question is, we've seen drugs like pyroxene, citalopram, so-called antidepressants. So what are their long-term effects on our brain function? Thank you so much.
Okay. The reason I made my presentation and based it on the classification of drugs, stimulants, depressants, hallucinogens, opioids, was because I didn't want to go into each and every drug and its effect. As long as a drug works in that class, they are likely to have the same effects. So if you are able to locate, like you've located, that drug is a depressant, then you can revisit the effects I've given you. One of them, common of them being depression. Depression leading to suicidal ideations. Yeah? Depression and then and anxiety and aggressiveness.
Next question. Just it very quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nanyo Diary from Kisubi Technical Institute. I'm the head girl. My question is, there are many girls suffering from menstrual cramps, and they have a tendency, some of them, to overcome that pain. There are some drugs they use. How can we help them?
Yes, UNESCO. I hope the UNESCO lady is here and has heard. That's a genuine issue for our sisters. Some of them, they cannot even go to class because the pain is intense. And the temptation is great for them to have the most rewarding painkiller. I wish there was, okay, of course there are so many other ways that you can contain that pain. We have sexual reproductive health experts who can illustrate those ways. Here you can use a warm bottle. Here you can, do some exercises. You can distract your mind. You can do several things. So you need a one-on-one. And if you have to get a medical prescription, don't walk in a pharmacy and say, give me the most effective painkiller. Don't walk into a pharmacy, but talk to a physician. Talk to a medical person, and they will give you at least the drug that can contain you for that period, knowing that it's temporary. No one can have these cramps for the whole month. And there are people who have existed with these cramps their lifetime, and they've not used the drugs. Maybe it would be good for you to try to identify those people to help you instead of resorting to the drugs. So I think that was the last. I see so many hands,
Yes,
but
just one more question, and that will be the last.
okay.
Just one more question.
Right, protocol observed. Good afternoon to you all. My name is Gonzalo Shas from Makerere High School, Migadi, and I'm the current principal panel judge. My question goes to Doctor. I have a friend. This friend of mine takes drugs and is addicted to it, but he excels a lot in class, and he says he can't read without the drug. Every time he reads, he has to take the drug. It's a must in his life. So he's always among the best. and I don't know what to do for him.
Wonderful. We would have missed, in fact, moderator, I want to thank you very much for picking that question. Would have missed a great question. Some people actually might excel because of these drugs. Have you ever heard what they call drug enhanced performance? Some athletes, some footballers, some boxers could actually excel after using these drugs because they can give them artificial energy. But let me tell you that whether this drug gives you artificial energy, there is a point in Uganda we say wojja okukisasulira. If you come to our rehabs, if you go to Butabika Hospital, you'll find very many intelligent men and women, doctors, engineers, lawyers, name it. We have even treated religious leaders, priests inclusive, and nuns, even pastors, even imams. So the thing is, drugs may not necessarily stop you from becoming successful, but you have a huge price to pay for it. And for me, as I conclude, I want to talk to you as a professional. I want to talk to you as a parent because I'm a parent. I'm a parent of 4. Hey, I almost got a hand clap there. You know,
Thank you so much,
thank you.
Doctor. And
What I want to tell you is you'd rather take your credit that has come from your effort and give it to your parent and present it to me, and I would appreciate that. If the credit is the best that you have done, than bringing me a distinction or an A that is stained with drugs. Because that A or distinction that is stained with drugs is not going to lead you very far. You are going to spend much of your time in the rehab or on the ghettos. So what is the use? Who are you going to operate as a surgeon when you are struggling? Who will enter your taxi when you are smelling of alcohol? So let the strive for excellence not take away our ambition to overcome drugs. Let us excel naturally and get what God has given us and be proud of that, rather than excelling artificially and like we are corrupting our results. Thank you very much.
thank you so much, Doctor. That has been so wonderful.